Hello and welcome back to another episode of Holistic Happiness Club. And today's episode is going to be a little fun because we are going to talk about stories. In fact, you are going to hear stories from me. But little twist because this podcast is about holistic happiness. So these stories will have some valuable insights and some valuable lessons for stress management. So, I'm going to tell you four stories that will tell you and teach you a lot about stress management. But before we begin the episode of the day, I want to start this episode by saying thank you. Thank you so much to each one of you. Thank you so much to each person who has ever listened to any podcast of Holistic Happiness Club because your investment of time has kept me going in the last 1 year. Yes, you heard it right. We have completed 52 episode of Holistic Happiness Club, and that marks that we have been consistent since last 1 year. We means you and I have been together, and we have been on this journey together, this journey of holistic happiness, this journey of fulfillment. And this journey has been so fruitful, at least for me. I can say about myself that it has changed a lot of things in me. Maybe I'll talk in a separate episode what all I have learned from this 1 year of journey of podcasting, of connecting with people. Right. But for today, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to each one of you from the bottom of my heart. Your investment of time has been the fuel in this entire journey. Your investment of time has been the fuel for me to give you the most valuable thing which I can of in exchange of this time. So again, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Keep connecting and keep tuning into Holistic Happiness Club. Keep giving Holistic Happiness Club your support. It's your space. It's our journey together. And I promise you, I will always try, as I always do, to provide you with the maximum value of your investment of time. Thank you so much for your valuable support for Holistic Happiness Club. And with that, without further delay, let's begin with the episode. Let's begin with the title of the day: 4 inspiring stories for stress management. Hi, my name is Akshay Tiwari. I'm a holistic happiness coach, author of the book named Ashar, and the founder of Holistic Happiness Club. Holistic Happiness Club is the place where we talk about happiness holistically. We understand in Holistic Happiness Club that happiness is not a single faceted thing. There are so many aspects of our life, and when all those aspects come together and in balance, that's what creates happiness. And that's why we need to look at happiness holistically from a 360-degree perspective. That's what we try at Holistic Happiness, and that's why everything that is connected to happiness, be it your health, your relationship, your finances, your career, your wealth, personal growth, and spiritual growth, everything is talked about in Holistic Happiness Club. More about me and more about Holistic Happiness Club at the end of this episode. For now, let's enjoy 4 inspiring stories for stress management. Alright, so let's begin with the topic of the day. And the topic of the day, as you know, is 4 inspiring stories for stress management. See, stress is a common part of life, and stories are also a common part of our life. Stories are a great way to tell or to pass on your message. So that's why I thought I had done this experiment a long time back when I took 4 parables and tried to pass on some valuable lessons, some valuable life lessons from those parables. So I thought, why not? Let's try it again. So here are the 4 inspiring stories for stress management. The first story is Starfish and the Beachcomber. Beachcomber is someone who walks on the beach, who wants to go or often go to the beach. So there was a person who used to go to a beach, and one day, because of some storm or some strong wind, he saw that at the beach there are so many starfish. They have been thrown away from the water of the sea, and they were lying on the beach, and they were They were crying for help, and they were trying to make their way back to water, and there were so many of them. The beachcomber saw all those starfish, and he thought, what's the point if I try to help them? There are so many of them, I can't help them all. And while he was thinking all this thought, he saw there was a child. He just picked one of the starfish, and he threw that starfish in the water. And that starfish happily started to swimming in the water. And this beachcomber saw that boy. Boy saw that beachcomber, and boy smiled and said, I think I can save at least one. So this story tells you that see, this is our life. This beach and the starfish, this is our life. We always want to stroll and take a nice walk in our life. This is our beach. But sometime, again, life, this sea, the ocean, it throws a lot of challenges in the shape and form of starfish at the beach. And we look at those challenges and we sometimes say, what's the point? I can't beat all of that. But the point is that you do not have to worry each and everything. You just can pick one and solve that one problem and be happy about solving that one problem. Be happy about acting kind to that one person. If you see around you, if you see at the world, there are so many people who are hungry. There are so many people who are needy. There are so many people who needs medical attention. They are poor. So we cannot help all of them, of course. We do not have that kind of resources that we can help each one of them. But each act of kindness, at least we can feed one person, we can donate for one person's uh, clothes, or we can contribute our portion in someone's treatment, medical treatment. So one small act of kindness, that also counts. Everything counts. Do what you can. It doesn't matter if you cannot solve all the problem of the world. That's all right. It's all fine. We No one can actually, right? If you can solve one problem or at least a part of the problem, that itself is enough. That is what the story tries to tell us. This was the first story, starfish and the beachcomber. Now let's go to the second story, the river and the pebble. So once upon a time there was river. It was mighty. It was having a lot of water. It was strong. The current of the river was very strong, so strong that it used to take small pebbles along with it, and it used to toss and turn all those pebbles. So one day, one small pebble asked the river, "Hey, why your water keeps tossing and turning to me? Why can't you just let me be? Why can't you just let me be in one place? Why can't you let me rest? Why it is always important and why it is always necessary for you that you always keep pushing me with your current, with your water?" The river smiled, and the river replied to that pebble, "Little pebble, do you know that if I'll stop tossing and turning to you, you will rest in one place, and very soon there will be a lot of moss around you. It will make you heavy, and it will take away your shine. You will no longer be recognizable as a shiny pebble anymore. Nobody will want you. You will lose your identity. So this all tossing and turning, it is for you, so that you don't get overshadowed by those moss. And slowly, as I am pushing you, you will notice after some time you will be dwelling in deep water, where this toss and turn is so less that you will feel at rest." So this river and pebble, this is again, it is like our life. If we keep resisting the current, if we don't want that toss and turn to happen to us, we will always be stressed. We will be stressed that there are always problems. We will be stressed that there is life which always takes over, and we are not able to do what we want to do. But the truth is, but the truth is, this all toss and turn, it is for our benefit. So go with the flow of the river. It is taking you to the deep water. God or the universe, whatever you want to call it, they always have a plan. This supreme intelligence, they always have a plan if you believe in them. So they are always taking you to your greater good. You need to stay put. You need to go with the flow and do your duty, do your part, do the good karma, and everything else slowly it will start falling in its place. So that was the second story, River and the Pebble. What we can learn from this story is embrace the flow of life. Sometimes the best course of action is to let go. Let go of the resistance, and everything else will happen slowly at its own time. All right, so this was the second story. So before I go to the third story, I have a very special request to all of you. So if you are listening this podcast on Spotify and iTunes or whichever platform if you are listening it, if you have the option to rate this podcast, please rate this 5 star. Please share it with other people so that this wisdom, this journey of holistic happiness can reach to more and more people. So this is my humble request. And if you are listening it on YouTube, please like the video, please share the video with others, and please also subscribe the channel so that again we can reach more and more people can get benefited from our efforts. All right, so this was my special request. Let's move on to the third story. And the third story is Sculptor and the Stone. So there was a great sculptor, okay, and he has one of his intern, or the assistant, you can say. So they were going to a place one day, and they were going for an assignment one day. So when they reached at the site, the intern, the assistant, he saw that there is a very rough, unshaped, seemingly useless stone lying on the site. And the job of these two, mainly the sculptor and the assistant, job of these two was to turn that stone into a beautiful sculpture. The assistant saw that unshaped, rough, and seemingly useless stone, and he asked the master, Master, how do you do that? How on earth can you turn this stone, this rough? It is out of shape. It is almost useless. How will you turn this into a beautiful sculpture? The sculptor looked at the assistant, and then he looked at the stone. And then he said, smiling, You see, the potential is not in the outer beauty. Our job as a sculptor is to look very carefully in the stone and partially and patiently chip away a little piece of it very strategically. And slowly, when we are chipping away a little piece, the inner beauty will start emerging. And that's what they did. After some time, they were able to make a beautiful sculpture. So, what this story tells us that as a human, we all are flawed. We all have so many problems. We have as well as the other person in front of us. Everybody has so many problems, so many flaws, and everybody is a sinner. Everybody has committed some or other wrong thing in some point in their life. So we should not judge people. We should not judge ourselves. What is our job as human being? As you can say, if we are the master of our fate and the captain of our soul, some saying is like that. I think it's master of our fate and captain of the soul, or the master of the soul and the captain of the fate, whatever. So if we are that one, so our job is to just pick one small thing and fix it for ourselves. And for the other person, we should not judge that person, because today that person might be looking like a rough and unshaped, seemingly useless stone. But if that person starts working on himself or herself, slowly chipping away the problem, slowly chipping away the uh, the hurdles that that person is facing, the beautiful sculptor will emerge from within. And so that is true for us, and that is true for other person. That's why we should not judge ourselves. We should love us, and we should not judge the other person at the same time, because outwardly we all are flawed. And it is only when we start working on ourselves, our true beauty will emerge from within. That's all. That's we all are. That's who we all are. The beauty from within. And it is only by the sculptor, maybe by us, or maybe by the master, maybe by the guru, when this improper things are chipped away slowly and patiently, our inner beauty will start emerging. So don't, so love yourself and don't judge anyone else. That is the third story, the sculptor and the stone. The fourth story is the hummingbird and the fire. So once upon a time, there was a hummingbird living in a beautiful, lush green forest. And one day, due to the stroke of lightning, the forest caught fire. The fire started raging, and it was, destructing the whole forest. And the hummingbird thought, it's a small bird, what it can do. She rushed to the water. She picked one drop of the water. She came back and she dropped it on the fire, and she started going back to take the water again. She did it multiple times. There was one wise owl sitting there and observing all that. So that owl said to that hummingbird, what are you doing? You are so insignificant. You are so small. And the fire of the forest is too big for you. You cannot, you can, your water cannot uh, rush down the fire. Hummingbird said, perhaps you are right, but at least I'm doing what I can. So what actually it is telling us, that while this hummingbird was sitting there, if this hummingbird will keep sitting there and wondering that whole forest is going to be burned down to ashes, that will stress the hummingbird like anything. So what she's doing is she's doing what she can, just a little bit, towards the completion of the goal. Whether that effort is significant or not, that doesn't matter when it comes to stress management. We are working towards the goal. That's what matters. I remember one interview with Jeff Bezos. It was asked to him that you had worked for very long hours. So how do you use to manage the stress? And the beautiful reply he gave that the stress happens when there are so many things to do and you are not doing that. So the moment you start taking action, the moment you do the smallest action towards that goal, towards those things that needs to be accomplished, the moment you take the smallest action, your stress goes away. That's what, in summary, in a nutshell, in my words, not his word, that's what Jeff Bezos had said. And this is what this hummingbird is also doing. While if she would have sat there and just worried about, hey, this fire is so outrageous and it is burning down the whole forest, she will die of stress even before she could die with fire, right? So that's why she chose to do the smallest act that she can do. And imagine that everybody, if everybody start doing their bit, it could have saved the forest as well. I don't know in the story what happened to the forest at the end, but what do I know, that this hummingbird did not die from the stress. If anything, at the end, this hummingbird was very happy that she took action, she did something. Whether or not it resulted in some visibly miraculous way or not, she did something, she did what she could. And that's what matters. We can do what we can do, that's all matters, right? So that was the moral of the story, the lesson that even our smallest action, even the smallest of the small action, can make a big difference, at least in our stress management. Stress happens when there is so many things lying in front of our system, in front of our board. There are so many things to be done. Our list of to do is long, and we are not taking action. We are only planning that how can we get this thing done, how on earth these many things are going to be done, and we are planning and planning and planning, and we are not taking action. That's where the stress happens. All right. So I mean, this is one of the things. So if you start taking smallest of the small action, it can make a big difference. So that was the lesson of this story, the hummingbird and the fire. So with that, my friend, we have reached to the end of the fourth story, and with that we have reached to the end of the title, end of the episode. We have not reached to the end of the episode. We have reached to the title of the episode, the four stories, right? So before we end the episode, I want to make this announcement that Holistic Happiness Club has membership, and to join Holistic Happiness Club, the link will be given in the description below. So please follow that link and join Holistic Happiness Club and become a member of Holistic Happiness Club. It's free, and there are so many perks that you will be getting as a member of Holistic Happiness Club, right? I have also written an ebook. The name of the ebook is The Happiness Blueprint: Practical Strategies for Achieving Fulfilled Life. And it's a pocket size ebook which is full of practical strategies which you can start applying to your day-to-day routine right now, and you can start feeling the difference right now. So I request to all of you that please follow the link that is also given in the description and download this ebook, The Happiness Blueprint, and start changing your life right now. Also, if you want to book a one-to-one call with me, you want to discuss your roadblocks for happiness and success, you can book that one-to-one call, and we together will devise your happiness blueprint. What is stopping from what is stopping you from becoming successful and happiness? That's what we will look at together. So to book that one-to-one call, link will be given in the description, so you can follow that link and book that one-to-one call with me. All right, and if you want to follow me on social media, Instagram is the place. Happiness Architect is my Instagram handle. That's where I'm most active. Also, I'm there on LinkedIn, Facebook, and everywhere. So you can follow me there as well. But if you want to connect with me on social media, if you want to DM me, Instagram is the preferred place. Other places also I will reply, but it might take some time. So Happiness Architect is my Instagram handles. You can connect with me there. And if you want to know more about me and my programs, you can check out my website. akshaytiwari.in is my website. All the information will be available on the website. All right, so with that, we have reached to the end of the episode. Till the time we are seeing each other again, stay blessed and take care of yourself, take care of the people around you, take care of your loved one, and always remember, happiness is a lifestyle. God bless you. Bye bye. Take care. Peace.